Explainer. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on every app, every website, every piece of software you use. We're going to look at the master plans, the essential blueprints that keep our entire digital world from collapsing into chaos. I mean, think about it. How do you actually do that? The answer is you need a master plan, a really solid, structured approach that takes a project from just an idea, maybe scribbled on a napkin, all the way to a global launch and everything that comes after. And that plan is called a Software Development Lifecycle, or SDLC. The best way to think about it is like the architectural blueprint for a massive skyscraper. It gives you the structure, the phases, all the rules you need to build something incredibly complex and not have the whole thing fall down. So our journey has to start at the beginning, with the very first, and honestly the most intuitive blueprint out there, the classical waterfall model. This was the go-to method all the way back in the 1970s. It's a really strict, linear, step-by-step process. Each phase has to be 100% complete before you can even think about starting the next one. It all flows steadily downwards, just like a real waterfall. First, you figure out if the project is even possible. Then you lock in every single requirement. Only then can you design it, and only after that can you start coding. There is absolutely no going back up the stream. Now, here's something that might surprise you about this model. Where do you think most of the effort actually goes? Well, a staggering 60% of a software's total cost is spent on maintenance after it's delivered. Why? Because bugs are often found way too late in this rigid process, making them incredibly expensive to fix. That effort, plus adding new features, just completely dwarfs the initial build. And yeah, you can probably guess, this rigid structure had some huge cracks in its foundation. With no way to go back up the waterfall, changing your mind about something or fixing a mistake you made early on became a nightmare. It was so difficult and so expensive. If you found a design flaw during testing, you were in big trouble. So the first attempt to fix this was the Iterative Waterfall Model. And the change was simple, but absolutely crucial. It introduced feedback paths. This finally let teams go back and fix things in previous steps, which made the whole process a lot more realistic for, actual real-world projects. But as software got more and more complex, the industry realized it needed more than just a simple feedback loop. New models started popping up, each one a specialized solution designed to tackle Waterfall's leftover problems. This era was like a Cambrian explosion of new ideas. You had the V model, which basically said, hey, let's test at every single stage, not just at the end. That made it perfect for things like medical software, where failure is not an option. Then you had the prototyping model, which was great for when nobody really knew what they wanted. You just build a quick toy version to get feedback early. And the incremental model? That was all about delivering a working piece of the software fast, then adding more features over time. But even with all these fixes, by the mid-1990s, it was clear the industry needed more than just a better blueprint. It needed a totally revolutionary new way of thinking. And that's where the Agile movement comes in. It was a radical shift in values, and you can boil it all down to this one powerful line from their 2001 manifesto: working software over comprehensive documentation. All of a sudden, the priority wasn't just planning everything to death. It was about actually getting functional code into users' hands as fast as humanly possible. At its core, Agile is all about flexibility, collaboration, and speed. So instead of one long, massive project, work gets broken down into these short, rapid cycles called sprints. It's a way of working that doesn't just accept change, it welcomes it. And it champions just talking to people face to face over writing 1,000-page documents nobody reads. Now, it's really important to get this. Agile itself isn't one single model. It's more like an umbrella philosophy that covers a whole family of specific frameworks. This includes popular ones like Scrum, which organizes work into those sprints with daily team meetings, and Extreme Programming, or XP, which is super focused on the technical side of things and keeping code quality high. Okay, so Agile is great for flexibility, but what about those absolutely massive high-stakes projects where the biggest threat isn't a changing requirement, but just the terrifying great unknown? For that, we have the spiral model. This thing is a sophisticated, powerful blueprint designed for one thing: tackling huge, complex, and technically risky projects. It's all about managing risk, first and foremost. The core idea here is really brilliant. The project moves forward in these iterative loops, or spirals. And each and every spiral has 4 clear steps. Figure out your goals and risks, check out your options and build a little prototype, develop and test the next version, and finally, plan the next loop. The key here is that risk analysis isn't some afterthought, it's the mandatory starting point of every single cycle.
So, wow, we've gone on quite a journey here from the rigid waterfall all the way to the risk obsessed spiral. After all that, which of these blueprints is actually the best?
Well, the truth is, there is no single best model. There's no silver bullet that's going to solve every problem for you. The right choice, every single time, comes down to context. You have to ask the right questions. What are we building here? Are the requirements locked in or are they going to change every week? What's the experience level of our team? Is our customer going to be involved or not? Answering these questions is how you pick the right tool for the job. So, what that means is a project with super clear, fixed requirements, let's say a simple company website. That might be a perfect fit for a good old fashioned waterfall approach. But a fast moving startup that's creating a brand new app from scratch, they are definitely going to need the flexibility of Agile. The ultimate takeaway is you have to match the blueprint to the building, not